YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Paul's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're continuing with our playthrough of Pokémon Crystal in order the Pokédex with an optimized playthrough. If you didn't see my video last week, we played through with Teddy Ursa, and we evolved into Ursaring, played all the way through. Had a pretty solid run, but today we're going to go ahead and let this Pokemon be fully evolved and see how this Pokemon can really do in a playthrough of Pokémon Crystal. Let's look at the stats really quick, and then we'll dive into the playthrough. HP is 90, attack is 130, defense, special attack, special defense are all 75, and speed is 55. Attack being 130 is insane for this Pokemon. This Pokemon synergizes very well. What do I mean by that? Attack's 130, and this is a normal type Pokemon, which means all of its normal moves are physical, so it works very well with its attack stat. Some Pokemon that don't synergize, like Hoot Hoot, has very high attack stat, but all of its moves are special or something like that. That's what doesn't synergize. We did Sneasel a couple weeks ago. Sneasel does not synergize. It is a Pokemon that has Ice type and Dark type, so all of its best moves are special attack, and it has a very low special attack. That doesn't synergize. This Pokemon does. And what also helps this Pokemon is after the first gym, our attack stat gets boosted because of our badge with Faulkner boosts our attack stat. And then after we beat Whitney, all of our normal type moves go up. So this Pokemon really has a lot of advantages compared to other Pokemon in this game. We do have a disadvantage where our speed is 55, but I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't feel like that was a disadvantage at all. I didn't feel we got outsped very often in this game, except for maybe like the last battle of the game. We'll talk about that when it happens. Let's look at one other thing really quick and then we'll dive into the playthrough. This is an optimized playthrough, which means in Generation 2, they added breeding. Now, I'm not going to get into the intricacies of Pokemon breeding, but basically, one of the parents can give a move to one of its offsprings. And so this Pokemon, the Pokemon it can breed with, there are, 6 moves: Counter, Crunch, Focus Energy, Metal Claw, Seismic Toss, and Takedown. We can pick one of these moves and add it to our moveset because it's optimized playthrough. Takedown looks like it'd be the best one, but I don't like Takedown. It has recoil damage, it's only 85% accurate, I don't like to rely on those things. It is stab, so it's very powerful. However, I don't like to rely on those two things. Plus, with this Pokemon, we're going to get a better move like very soon in the game, very quick in the game. We're going to get something better anyway. So that's out of there, and then that really leaves us with Metal Claw or Crunch. And I don't really want to deal with Metal Claw. It doesn't have great accuracy either. It does give us some type diversity, I guess, but that's not a big deal. Crunch is the best move. Crunch is the best move because we're going to get Feint Attack level 22 anyway, and this is just a slightly more powerful version of Feint Attack. So yeah, we get this by breeding with Girafarig, Houndour, and Houndoom. I don't know how that works. I'm not gonna, like I said, don't know. I'm not an expert on Pokemon breeding, so don't ask me. However, let's go ahead and dive into the playthrough. First battle of the game is against our rival. Rival's name is Triple Question Mark. As per tradition, we gave our rival a Chikorita. Chikorita is the best option because Chikorita is the most bulky. There really isn't a good option. We're going to get Ice Punch and Fire Punch very early in this game, so we can obliterate our rival's Pokemon, but the other two Pokemon are no better. I just picked this one because it's more bulky, so the first two battles are a little bit more convoluted. But we get a 3-hit knockout on the Chikorita. We beat our rival pretty handily. We named our Pokemon Ted, by the way. If you've never seen the movie or the show Ted, I recommend you check it out. It's pretty funny. A couple other things about this Pokemon. Like I said, we're normal type. We're in the medium fast growth rate, which is one of the better growth rates in this game. So our growth rate won't be a hindrance. Actually, we'll pace pretty well with the game. We'll probably outpace the game, honestly, most of the game. And what I also want to look at with this is the moveset. Now, if you look at the right side, in the first playthrough we did, the one with Teddy Ursa, we did Hidden Power, we did Hidden Power Flying. And we did that so that we can counter fighting type Pokemon. Our biggest weakness is fighting Pokemon like Chuck's Gym. And the way we countered that was by going with Hidden Power Flying. However, this Pokemon's so powerful, its return and headbutt and physical attack stats so high that we don't have to do that. So what we did in this game is whenever you choose Hidden Power, you basically lower your stats or you raise your stats or whatever. It just depends on the distribution of like it's called EVs. I'm not going to get too much into that. However, with this playthrough, we were able to play with all EVs maxed out. So we have Hidden Power Dark, which we will not use the move at all, but that means all of our stats are maxed out. Our attack stat, our HP, everything is maxed out the best it could be. So this is the best possible version of this Pokemon. So that's what we're playing through with today. And when it comes to the moveset as well, we start out with Screech, Leer, Lick, and Fury Swipes. I removed Leer and added Crunch, so that's what we started the game with. Leer is not really useful. We don't really need it. It could be used, I guess. It's not like unuseful. It's not unusable, whatever the case may be, but doesn't have a lot of utility. We're going to get rid of it pretty early. But now we're going to face Faulkner. He is the flying specialist, flying gym leader, whatever you want to call it, and he leads out with a Pidgey. Pidgey will go down to, looks like 2 scratches. And Pidgeotto looks like it's going to be a 3-shot, but I think we crit right here. So we're going to get a scratch. We consume our berry, that's good, and we get a crit on the Pidgeotto. Very good. Pretty easy win over Faulkner, and we get a boost to our attack stat. Right away, you can see that if you look at the stats, it automatically changed right over. And right there, we just picked up Swift. Swift is an upgrade over Scratch. And we beat the Rocket Well plot line, and now we're facing our rival. Our second rival of the game, Ghastly, comes out. We're going to go for Crunch. Crunch is a one-shot. Mudslap probably would have been a one-shot as well, but Crunch is definitely a one-shot. go for Swift on the Zubat, and now Bayleaf comes out, and looks like it's going to be a 2-hit. There we go. Very good. We beat our rival, get poisoned, and we're going to go ahead and heal ourselves with the poison, and we're going to go ahead and take on Bugsy's gym. Now, another thing about this Pokemon is you can add an item very early. It's the Pink Bow. If you don't know this, after you beat Faulkner, you can backtrack to one of the first routes of the game after Cherry Grove City. You can pick up an item from a girl called, I think her name is Tuscany of Tuesday, and she will hand you a Pink Bow after you beat Faulkner's gym. She's in the pink dress. If you don't know that, just backtrack. There's another way to get it as well. In the radio tower in Goldenrod, you can also get it. So that's the other place you can get it, from a girl after you beat all the Rocket Plotline. Now we're facing Bugsy. Bugsy comes out. Swift will one-shot the Metapod. Swift will one-shot the Kakuna. Very good. Do we one-shot the Scyther? We do not. However, it's a 2-shot. We take literally no damage, and we actually full HP. We were at nice hit points with full HP with this Pokemon. So we beat Bugsy, and we're going to go ahead and go right through here. We're right into the forest, where we're going to pick up a move that's going to really upgrade this Pokemon. Not by too much, because Swift is 60 base power already. So this is going to upgrade, I think it's, what is it, like 60, 70? It's a 70 base power move, so that's good. And that leads us right into our next gym, which is going to be Whitney. There's a lot of stuff in Goldenrod we do, like when it comes to errands and plot-wise. I'm not going to go over that, but we're going to go ahead and face this battle right here. Really, this battle is obsolete. Snubble, Snubble, Snubble. And we one-shot the Snubble, and now we're going to go ahead and take on Whitney. We are not going to face, actually we are, because we are lower level than we did last time, because we faced a lot less battles. So I'm like, we'll take a couple seconds here, and we'll just use Swift and knock out all 3 of these Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff is a garbage Pokemon anyway. We'll get some really quick experience, and then we'll take on Whitney. Now, Whitney is the normal type specialist, and she leads out with a Clefairy. Clefairy is not a problem. Headbutt's a one-shot on the Clefairy. Very good. Miltank comes out. Now, we don't outspeed the Miltank, so that's one problem where speed could be. So I was wrong. There is another problem where speed's not going to be a thing, or it's going to be a problem, but it wasn't. If she'd just been smart one for Stomp, she might have made this battle more interesting. But we 2-hit with Headbutt. We beat Whitney, and now we're going to progress right out of here. I don't usually show this. When you see these things where there's just talking to people or running little intricacy side quests and stuff, it's because this playthrough is so fast. I try to add something to add more depth to the video. And now we're going to face Sudowoodo with a rock tree thing. It's going to come out, and we're going to go for what we're going to go for. Headbutt. It looks like it's going to be a 3-shot. Low kick is actually very detrimental to us because we are weak to fighting moves, but we get the win and move right on. To Ecruteak City, we're going to take on the Komodo Girls. Now, the Komodo Girls are an opportunity I like to take in every video to ask everyone to please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and share this video if you enjoyed the video. If you like the video, it gets out to more people, gets the algorithm going, gets it out to more like-minded people like yourself. If you comment, does the same thing, but it's like using Sword Dance, it just amplifies it. And then if you subscribe, it tells me and YouTube you're willing to come back and watch my videos in the future. If you watch to the end, that also really helps out the algorithm, so I'd really appreciate if you did that. And ultimately, if you enjoyed this video that much, please share to your friends so that they can enjoy the video as well. We got some pretty good traction for a while, and it kind of stalemate. I don't know what happened in my videos last week. Both of them got no views. But, it just happens. It's how the algorithm is. Sometimes the algorithm works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. We're finishing up the Jolteon. We beat the Komodo Girls, and we're going to move right into our next battle, which is going to be against our rival in the Burnt Down Mansion. Rival's going to come out. I believe he comes out with a Haunter. Yep, comes out with a Haunter. And Haunter will go down to 1 crunch. Very good. Knockout. Very good. And Magnemite's going to come out. We have Mud Slap for Magnemite. We probably could use Return, honestly, or Headbutt and take care of Magnemite, but Mud Slap will do the job. Headbutt on the Zubat, and then do we one-shot the Bayleaf. We could have added Ice Punch at this point, but we decided not to. Sticking with all physical moves right now except for Crunch, just so we can handle Morty. We probably won't need Crunch after we beat Morty. So we landed right in front of Morty, and now we're going to face him. And here he comes. And he's going to come out. Oh, there we go. There's a graphic. Hope you like the graphics. I added them back. And I used to have them a long time ago, but I've went away from them now, adding them back. Crunch is a one-shot on the Ghastly. Haunter comes out. One-shot on the Haunter. Gengar. Do we outspeed the Gengar? We do not. It outspeeds us by 1 speed. It puts us to sleep, which could have been bad, but we wake right up. And doesn't put us back to sleep. Very good. And then Haunter comes out. We should have had the Mint Berry just to be safe, but it is. And we can't use the Pink Bow anyway against this trainer, so I don't know why I didn't add the Pink or the Mint Berry. It is what it is. But now we're going to move right on to Old Chucky Boy's Gym. Now, Chucky Boy's Gym is the one I was most concerned about in the original playthrough. That's why we did Hidden Power Flying in the original playthrough. However, look how powerful Return is. Top left corner, Return. It's 102 when you're fully maxed out on your Friendship. And then you add Stabs, that's another 51, so that's 153. And then you add a 10% boost from the Pink Bow, and then you add another boost from Whitney. This move is just absolutely just amazing. Now, the one downside to normal types is nothing's weak to normal Pokemon, so you have nothing that's like super effective. However, we are just that powerful, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to move these boulders around, and we have one more trainer to face, and we'll face old Chucky Boy. And Return is absolutely doing the job. I think Headbutt could probably do the job on this trainer, to be honest with you. And even if we had Hidden Power Flying would be 70, with Stab it's 105, with Falconer's Gym it boosted a little bit, and then with the Sharp Beak we'd get a little bit more of a boost. So it'd be around like 130, around like where Headbutt is right now. That's why it's not really that big a deal. And there's really nothing else we need in this game. There's nothing else we encounter that we need something to counter it. Maybe Hidden Power Fighting would have been pretty good against Karen, but here's old Chucky Boy. We knock out the first Pokemon, Primeape, and then we knock out the Poliwrath in a 2-hit. Really, there's nothing they could do there. Maybe we could get hit with Dynamic Punch, but I think we could have survived one Dynamic Punch. The only downside is we would have been confused. But now we're moving on to Jasmine and the Steel type. We have Fire Punch to handle her very, very well. Magnemite comes out, 1 hit. Magnemite comes out, number 2, 1 hit. And then Steelix comes out. Is Fire Punch a 1-hit? It is not. However, we do just enough to keep it out of healing range. Get a pretty clean sweep over Jasmine. And we're going to move right on to the Lake of Rage and face this hulked out Gyarados. And the hulked out Gyarados will go down to a Return. Could have added Thunder Punch here to make this easier, but Return does the job. And so now we see what we're doing right now is very smart playthroughs. We're withholding some adding moves until we absolutely need to, and keeping moves that that can still get the job done. But we don't want to add a move too early and remove a move too early. So now we're going to go ahead and go for Return on Price. Price, the Steel goes down to 1 hit. Gong 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 goes down to 1 hit. And Piloswine, is it a 1-shot? It's actually the next Pokemon I'm doing is Piloswine. Or I'm sorry, no, it's not. It's Magcargo and Slugma. But after that, it's Piloswine and was it Swinub? Swinub, that's his name. Yeah. We're going to save right here, and we're going to have to face our next rival. This is part of our rival player rival sandwich, and he's going to lead out with a Golbat. Golbat will go down to 1 return. Very good. And then Magnemite comes out, and Magnemite should go down to 1 Mud Slap. It is 4 times effective, and even though it's not a really powerful move, we're still going off our physical attack sets. That's good. We're going to go for Crunch on the Haunter. Very good. We have 2 Pokemon left, so we should just switch to Return. 1-shot the Sneasel. And I think Meganium is a 1-shot. We'll see here. Like I said, it's a very bulky Pokemon, and it is a 1-shot. Very good. So we beat our rival, and we're going to move right on to the next battle of the game, or the next important battle, like I call them landmark fights. And that is Claire, and she's a Dragon Master. We do not have to add Ice Punch for this. We could have if we needed to, but like I said, this attack stat is so amazing, we don't have to add these extra. It really is an advantage that we don't have to add these moves and remove other moves that maybe we need for different battles, where Return just 1-shots everything. Claire, every one of Claire's Pokemon went down to 1 return. That is fantastic, that's amazing. And look at the speed we're going at right now. We're at 42 minutes and 30 seconds. This is one of the fastest paces I've ever had in this game. So now we're in Victory Road, and we just added Earthquake, and we're going to go ahead and obliterate our rival. Rival's going to come out with a Sneasel Pleasel. Sneasel Pleasel will go down to 1 return. We can do either one of these moves. Fire Punch, Return, even Earthquake will probably 1-shot. Very good. Golbat comes out, Return on the Golbat. It's a 1-shot. Excellent. Now we have Earthquake to handle the Magneton. That's a 1-shot. Very good. Haunter comes out next, and Haunter's going down to 1 Earthquake. Very good. And we have 2 Pokemon left. We have Kadabra, which will be an Earthquake on the Kadabra. And then Meganium, is a 1-shot with Return? It is a 1-shot with Return. So we get the win over our rival and head on to the Elite Four. We're about to head into the Elite Four, but first let's look at our moves and our stats of this Pokemon before we head in. The moves first, we have Return, Earthquake, Crunch, and Fire Punch. Return and Earthquake we're going to stay throughout the entire Elite Four run. However, we're going to change out Crunch and Fire Punch for Thunder Punch and Ice Punch. They're going to be very useful in some battles. Let's look at the stats really quick. The stats in battle are in the bottom left corner. If you want to see the stats in the middle, that's what they are before in battle stats. But our in-battle stats are 187 in attack, defense is 128, special attack is 128, special defense is 114, and speed is 106. That being said, let's go ahead and take on the first member of the Elite Four. First member of the Elite Four is Will. He is a Psychic Specialist, and he's going to lead out with a Xatu. Xatu is actually not a horrible Pokemon, however, we're going to clean sweep this entire team. There's only 1 Pokemon here we're not going to 1-shot unless we get a crit, and Xatu goes down to 1 hit, very good. Jinx comes out next, Return on the Jinx, very good. Executor comes out next. We're going to go for Return on the Executor. That's a 1-shot. Now, Slowbro is not going to be a 1-shot. Look at its defense. 105. A very high defense for this Pokemon. We're going to get very close. If we did crit, we might have 1-shot, but we get very close. It goes for Amnesia, which does nothing. And then we're going to 1-shot the Xatu. The only thing it can really do is go for Quick Attack. It doesn't do it. So we take no damage. We get a clean sweep over Will and move right on to Koga. Now, Koga is a trainer that we should also get a clean sweep on if we hit every Pokemon. That's the real question here. We don't outspeed one of the Pokemon, so that's a problem. Ariados comes out, return is a one-shot on the Ariados. Venomoth comes out next, return is a one-shot on the Venomoth. We kept Fire Punch literally for this Pokemon. Fortress comes out next. It is 4 times weak to Fire Punch. There we go, get the one-shot. Muck comes out. Muck is 2 times weak to Earthquake, and it goes off our physical attack stat, so that's a one-shot. Now, Crobat outspeeds and goes for one of the most annoying moves in the game, and that's Double Team. And we miss once, we miss twice, we miss 3 times, and on the 4th one we finally get a hit. We get a one-shot, don't even have to crit to knock it out. Very good, get the win over Koga, and we move right on to face Bruno. We don't usually talk about Bruno all too much, but he is a fighting specialist, so he can be very dangerous, and this is one I was worried about. This is one of the reasons why in the first playthrough I had Hidden Power Flying, but we don't need it. Returns a one-shot in Hitmontop, returns a one-shot in Hitmonlee. Hitmonchan has Mach Punch, which would be a priority move, so it'll go first, but we do get the one-shot. If Onix comes out next, nope, Machamp comes out next, so return on the Machamp, it's a one-shot. And in Onix, we added Ice Punch to make Onix very easy. Earthquake probably would have done the job as well, but I thought I'd just be overly precautious a little bit. An abundance of caution here. And we added Ice Punch to take out the Onix. And now we're moving on to Karen. And Karen is one of the most annoying trainers in this game. She usually is a run-ender when it comes to, resets. We have no resets up to this point. We have actually lowered, and we are missing some pretty normal moves right now. Return on the Vileplume. Very good. Gengar is next. If we just hit the Gengar, we probably win this battle. But we don't hit the Gengar. We miss. It curses us. And now he's done Destiny Bond. So even if we knock it out, it knocks us out as well. So there's our first reset of the game. So let's go and take her on again. And here we get some very bad luck when it comes to the Umbreon. This is where I said maybe Hidden Power Fighting wouldn't have been a bad idea, just to one-shot the Umbreon. However, it still wouldn't have been as much damage as, return. So it's just the RNG gods are not favoring us. We get confused, and we hit ourselves every stinking time. So now we got to do this one more time. That's 2 resets to Karen. We really could have had a sub 50-minute Elite Four run at this point, possibly, if we wouldn't have had issues with that battle. There's a couple other battles we probably could have avoided in the game as well to get under 50 minutes. This is probably a Pokemon I will play through a 3rd time just to see how low I can get this score. However, we knock out the Gengar, so that's how it's supposed to work, and then we return on the Murkrow. That's how that's supposed to work as well. And then Houndoom, it's a one-shot with return, very frail Pokemon. So Karen can be pretty easy once you get past that damn Umbreon, but we didn't get past the Umbreon. So now we're going to face the final member of the Elite Four, the champion, and that's Lance, the liar with the flyers, as Mega Swidgy would say. And Gyarados comes out. We'll go for Thunder Punch on the Gyarados. That's a one-shot, very good. Next Pokemon to come out is Dragonite number 1. We'll go for Ice Punch. It is 4 times weak to Ice. That's why I'm going for that rather than Return. Return might be able to one-shot, but I decided not to test it. I'm just going to go for the knockout while we're here. Go for Ice Punch on the Aerodactyl. Now, we get flinched, so that's a rarity, but we do get flinched by, what's it called, Rock Slide. Rock Slide does have the option to make us flinch. Go for Return on the Charizard. It's a one-shot. And did we one-shot the last Dragonite, the level 50 Dragonite? We should one-shot it. We could have lost right there if we accidentally clicked Thunder Punch, but we don't. So we get the knockout, get the win over Danhausen, and now we get our time locked in at 51 minutes and 48 seconds. You compare that to the first run of 59 minutes and 5 seconds. We have gained 8 minutes on this playthrough, which is good, which is fantastic. This is what we do. This is why we do the second round, the optimized playthrough. Try to see how much better we can do with this Pokemon. I'm only 1 level lower, so that's kind of surprising, but I do have more resets, so that's interesting as well. So a lot of things going on right now with this Pokemon, but it's only part of the battle. We actually have a whole other section we have to do. We have Kanto. We're not going to showcase all the Kanto stuff, but I will see you guys in Kanto. With Elite Four in our rearview mirror, we were in Kanto, and we went ahead and skipped over showcasing a lot of the gym leaders. They're really obsolete. There's no real point in showcasing them in the optimized playthrough. We just obliterated all of them. What we're doing is showcasing the last gym leader, which is Blue, and he's going to lead out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot comes out. We do have Thunder Punch and Return. Return is still more powerful, so it does get the one-shot very good. Alakazam comes out next. Return will one-shot the Alakazam. It does go for Reflect, which ups its defense, which means everyone has their defense up. However, we're going to switch to a special move against Rhydon, so Reflect has no bearing on what happens there. Gyarados comes out next. It's a one-shot with Thunder Punch. So, again, Reflect has no bearing there. Executor comes out next. We'll go for Return on the Executor. Now, it does have an effect there. I should have gone for Ice Punch because Reflect is still up. We knock out the Executor 2 hits, and an Earthquake on the Arcanine. It is a one-shot, so we get a pretty easy, very convincing win over Blue. And with that being said, we move right into the final battle of the game, and that is going to be Red. We are at 1 hour and 10 minutes and 11 seconds. And the strategy here, we don't have to take multiple turns to get this strategy going, is we go for Curse. Now, Curse will lower our speed, but it will up our attack and defense. Now, here's the problem with Pikachu. This Pikachu likes to go for a stupid move called Charm, which drops your attack stat by 2 stages. So we have to keep going for this. And eventually we will go for rest and replenish all of our health and get rid of this paralysis that's on us right now. But we want to get our attack stat completely raised so that we have the ability to just one-shot everything out here. Even if Espeon goes for Reflect, I'm still confident we're going to do a lot of damage. So now we got our attack stack up to 731. Our defense is up as well. Pikachu's a one-shot. Now we're going to take hits. That is definitely, that's a given. We're going to take hits. But we get a one-shot on the Espeon. Very good. Snorlax comes out next. Is it a one-shot on the Snorlax? Is it a one-shot? It is not a one-shot. However, it just goes for rest. That's fine. It's just all that does is I think Espeon went for Reflect. So what that does for us, it gives another turn for Reflect to fade away, and then we can one-shot everything because no one else has a move like Reflect coming up. So Venusaur, the Sunny Day, does nothing for him right now. It's a one-shot. Reflect just faded, so now we're going to one-shot the Charizard with Return. And unless something crazy happens, like a critical hit on Surf, the sun is out, so Surf is not going to do well. Return, gets a one-shot, get the win over Red, and that gives us a time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 29 seconds. Compare that to the last playthrough we did last week, 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 23 seconds. I thought 1 hour, 23 minutes, 23 seconds was a fantastic time, but the fact that we got this done at 1 hour and 11 minutes and 29 seconds is amazing. I think this Pokemon can honestly get this done even faster, probably shave a good 5 minutes off of that. I can just think of places where we can save so much time, not having problems in Elite Four, etc., etc. There's so many different ways we can save time with this Pokemon. And we came in actually one level higher, so that's actually crazy, but we did it faster. So that just shows what happens when you optimize correctly. Now let's go ahead and look at something real quick. Let's go look at the leaderboard. So this is what the leaderboard looked like last week after we finished our playthrough, starting out as Teddy Ursa and evolving into Ursaring and playing through. Ursaring is in 11th place after its first playthrough. After its second playthrough, this Pokemon jumps up the leaderboard to number 1 on my playlist. Number 1 is the best run I've had so far. Its run was 71 minutes and 29 seconds. That's what gets it into the sub 75 tier, and it is faster than Girafarig by almost 2 minutes. Girafarig's time was 73 minutes and 15 seconds, or 1 hour, 13 minutes and 15 seconds, however you want to put it. So yeah, this is pretty amazing. So here's kind of like a story that's being told here. 3 of the top 4 Pokemon all are normal type. Ursaring normal, Girafarig is normal psychic, and then Granbull is normal as well. He becomes fairy in a different generation, but right now he's normal. So that's it's kind of a fun little story that this is telling right here. Normal type Pokemon have a huge advantage in this game. I'm sure there's other normal types I've played through as that can do better, but normal types right now seem to be the dominant typing right now. And I know there's other typings that can do well. Water types usually do pretty well because they have access to Surf so early. But normal type Pokemon getting that boost from the attack stat. There's a lot of moves you can add that are normal throughout the course of the game, and then eventually get Return, and it's just unfair. Let's go and look at some things that are coming up with this channel. What's coming up on Fridays? We got our playthrough of Pokemon Blue with Mew. It's a pretty interesting playthrough. Mew's a very unique Pokemon in generation, well, every generation because it can learn every TM. But in Gen 1 it starts with Pound, and the first gym leader is Brock. So that makes it very interesting. However, we do find a pretty quick way to get through Brock, so it's not too much of a time waste. And we have a pretty solid run, so I recommend you check that out. It's going to be very fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as well. The Psychic types are really good in Generation 1, so you're going to see some pretty dominant performances. I think Mew actually won't be faster than the Pokemon I'm doing next week, which is Hypno. I think Hypno will actually be a little bit faster, and maybe even Mr. Mime will be a little bit faster. We'll see that. Just because of the moveset it starts with, that's the hindrance for Mew. But let's go ahead and look at the one that's coming out next Wednesday, which is we're going to start our playthrough with Magcargo. We're going to start out with Slugma. We're going to evolve into Slugma. I think it evolves level 38 into Magcargo. And when it evolves into Magcargo, it actually gets weaker because it's 4 times weak to fire. It's 4 times weak to, 4 times weak to water, 4 times weak to rock, 4 times weak to ground. So that is something we have to contend with. And this is probably the slowest Pokemon in the game. No, I think Shuckle was a little bit slower, but this is a very slow Pokemon. So you're going to see a lot of Quick Claw action. And I'm excited to do it. I mean, even though the Pokemon's not great, I'm excited to do it. We actually have a slew of very bad Pokemon coming up. We have Slugma / Magcargo. Then we have Swinub, and then we have Piloswine. Then we have Corsola, Ramarade. I think Ramarade and Octillery can actually be pretty good. And then we have Delibird, and then we have Mantine and Skarmory. Skarmory's not going to be bad. Those are some of the list of Pokemon that come up next in these challenges. But let me just think in the comment section down below. What do you think of this video? What do you think of Ursaring? Do you think Ursaring can do better? I think it can do better. I think there's many ways I can actually do better. I probably could win this game at a much lower level, to be honest with you. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This is JD. This is Polywar's Wrath. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys on Friday.